With all the hype for Bonelab Patch 4, I thought we should take a trip down Bonelab's history. All the controversy and hate when the game first came out was all from PC players that had always played the sequel Boneworks. So what was all the hate about? Well, when Boneworks first launched in 2019, it was a new experience to the VR industry and was heavily focused on the story mode. And with Boneworks' success, you would think people would love the new game. Wrong. At launch, Bonelab felt like a complete rework of everything Boneworks enjoyers loved and changed the whole aspect of the game. It had a short story mode, and the levels were, god-awful. It felt like a complete rework of Boneworks, but with worse physics, and a short story, and a whole lot of useless side game modes. Why was this? Well, Boneworks' focus was on the story of Arthur Ford, head of security for a company called Modagon, and as Ford traversed through the virtual city of MythOS to reset the clock tower, to just hopefully get immortality and make it to the void. But Bonelab focused on a short story because Bonelab was meant for builders and creators with its built-in mod support. The game was meant to be modded by the community so it can build its own story. That brings us to now. Bonelab has had few updates, but with those few updates, it fixed most of the bad things like pillar climb and the physics and lag optimizations and, all that. And with the addition of hundreds of mods, the game is a completely new VR experience from Boneworks. It has let the community have a way to build their own story and create some of the best mods since, Gary's mod. But with all the good changes comes what is still there, the bad things. First, moon base. It sucks. Even with the addition of those jump pads and the map at the beginning of the moon base, most players just walk past it like most of the artwork in the game. And players still wander around the map for hours or until their headset dies or until they just give up and look up a YouTube video on how to find the end. And in pillar climb, when the game first came out, those birds would change you into every avatar except for the one you needed. And, it sucked. And I'm glad that now they just hit you and damage you. And there are still countless other problems with the game still. But still, 1.5 years later, is the game still good? Yes. Kinda. It still has bugs, but with the minor fixes and the creation of some of the best mods in history, it is almost as good as Boneworks. But remember, it was never meant to be a Boneworks 2. It was meant to be a game for the community to create its own mods and game modes for the player to enjoy. It still might not have the story we wanted or the highly anticipated Boneworks 2, but all in all, it's one of the best VR games that's came out. And 1.5 years later, it is still 100% better than it was at launch, and will hopefully be better with this upcoming patch 4. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, check out the Discord and description. Also subscribe where I will, curb stomp your headset.